Hello and welcome to this edition of County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Virgili and thank you for watching. Coming up in the next half hour, we talk with Council President Nancy Navarro about spending guidelines for fiscal year 2020. Plus, get ready to put out that cigarette even at designated areas in restaurants. A local legislation may accomplish that. And later, we take you to the Unsung Heroes celebration event in Tacoma Park. But first, after a 42-year career in law enforcement, Montgomery County Police Chief Tom Manger has announced he will retire in April. Susan Kennedy spoke to him about his decision.
Now Chief of Police for Montgomery County, Tom Manger.
After 15 years of service to the residents of Montgomery County,
good morning.
Police Chief Tom Manger is calling it a day.
I really do think that I'm ready for what's next in my life.
The announcement came on the anniversary of his swearing in as chief back in 2004. Manger is the second longest serving police chief in Montgomery County. He will retire from the force on April 15th, and he told us his decision comes from the heart.
After 42 years, I really feel like I've had my time of that. And I'll tell you, the 24/7 responsibility, the stress that comes along with that, all of that, I think I understood that responsibility, but I'm ready for that to transition out of that as well. So maybe you should check back with me in a year and let me know how it's going.
Manger has spent 42 years in law enforcement and got his first taste of police work after graduating from the University of Maryland and working as a summer cop in Ocean City.
This job in Ocean City, which was great fun, taught me nothing about being a professional police officer, but what it did tell me was this was the right profession for me.
During his tenure as chief, Manger was the force behind the body-worn camera program. He said he implemented the program not in reaction to a crisis situation, but because it was the right thing to do. He's also proud of the impact he's had in making the culture of the department one of integrity and accountability.
And we identify a lot of people that have racial bias and other things. We don't hire them. I don't need those kinds of cops.
The speech you gave was really changed my view. I thought it was amazing.
I think we've learned over the years that every crime fighting initiative that we put into place, there's got to be a trust building component to that. And part of that is listening to the public. Part of that is getting the public's input about, well, what do you want from the police?
We need to hear from you when you see something suspicious. We need your cooperation when we do investigations.
I mean, what do you want us to do? And if you keep your ear to the ground and you keep listening to the public and understanding what they want, I think you can deliver police service in a way that encourages folks to partner with the police.
But he said his proudest achievement was closing the case of the Lyon sisters.
This case has been looked at many times through the years as we worked to give answers to the Lyon family and bring justice to this case.
You know, something that went unsolved for 40 years and impacted this community so greatly back then, and something that the community never forgot about. And the fact that we could finally bring that case to closure was a big deal.
I appreciate the opportunity to come before the council and talk.
Manger said he will be happy to assist County Executive Mark Elrich in the search for his successor. When he leaves Montgomery County, he will oversee the Major Cities Chiefs Association in Washington, D.C. Sidney Katz chairs the council's Public Safety Committee. He says Manger's announcement didn't come as a big surprise.
He is an absolutely terrific person. He certainly brought so much to the safety of all of Montgomery County. He's somebody that will certainly be greatly missed. I certainly am sorry to see him retire, but I'm not surprised. It's a very, very tough job. I mean, people talk about a job that's 24/7. That job is 25/8. I mean, you're constantly under pressure.
Chief Tom Manger says he'll miss his colleagues and says he will keep up with the goings-on in Montgomery County, but only as a civilian.
I'm going to read about or hear on the news about some case that we have, and I'm going to think, well, what's going on with it? What leads do we have? Who's working on it? You know, what's going on? And not being in the loop and not having people brief me on those kinds of things, I'm going to miss that. I'm going to want to call one of my detectives and say, so what's the story? What's going on with this? And they're going to say, well, you know, you're not the chief anymore, so we can't tell you. And so I'm going to have to start, you know, getting used to that.
Reporting from Gaithersburg, I'm Susan Kennedy.
This week on the county's Spanish language radio show, we talked with the county's new Chief Administrative Officer, Andrew Kleine, where he talked about the operating budget and other priorities.
Traditional budgeting is you look at what you spent last year and you change it incrementally. Outcome budgeting is you figure out what you're trying to accomplish and push the resources in that direction. It's been a great start to this administration. The department directors are excited about the new vision, ready to go, and we have several new council members, and they also like the idea of having a more results-oriented budget.
The County Council Committee reviewed the spending affordability guidelines for FY 2020 operating budget. Here's more on what they talked about.
We decided to set the guideline regarding the operating budget about 1.4% above last year. Because we have to take into consideration a lot of particular fiscal constraints that we have faced, we are mindful that this, for example, federal shutdown is having an impact and will have an impact in our available resources. So this really is a way for us to begin to set those general guidelines. We set the property tax also at the charter limit, and then we also set make decisions about our county grants process in terms of setting a target. But again, these are just guidelines, and we will begin our work on the operating budget on March 15th. Montgomery County, along with Prince George's County, have the highest number of federal workers in the state. And so, you know, given that we spent almost 30 days, and these are folks who didn't have paychecks, therefore we know that that impacts not just what they're able to spend, but we also have a lot of federal contractors and their employees who do not get back pay. And so in terms of, you know, income tax revenues that we might be facing, the loss of revenues for those federal contractors and their employees, plus the ancillary expenses of not going to restaurants and things like that, all have a real impact on us. Stay tuned for our, you know, budget hearings that will, you know, start right after we receive the operating budget request from the executive on March 15th. Then we'll start our work here. As everybody probably knows, the council has the last say on the budget, and the council, Montgomery County Council, can add or subtract from the budget. So we really want the community to come and share their opinion about our budget.
Did you know that February is Black History Month? From movie screenings to musical performances and so much more, the county's public libraries and Montgomery parks have events planned all month to celebrate Black History Month.
Today, we are still struggling from the after effects of slavery and racial discrimination, in part, I believe, because we haven't fully told the true history and story of our country. And so that's the other side of this, is not only the accomplishments of all the great things and the perseverance of African Americans in this country, but also the things that happen to them and how we learn to grow from those things so they don't happen again.
I want to honor the legacy of all those who have done great work, and I also want to honor those who work each and every day tirelessly right now to continue to achieve their overall dream that Martin Luther King had, that one day we will get to a place where, regardless of color, regardless of makeup or national origin, everyone will be accepted and everyone will be on the same playing field.
For more information, go to montgomerykountymd.gov/library or montgomeryparks.org. Coming up on County Report this week, there is proposed legislation to ban smoking in designated areas at restaurants. We'll tell you more about this measure. And the Department of Environmental Protection has a new director. Adam Ortiz led the same department in Prince George's County. We'll tell you what that's all about when we return.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going. Recycle more now.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Virgili. The Montgomery County Health and Human Services Committee, along with Council member Sidney Katz, recently proposed legislation to ban smoking in designated areas at restaurants throughout the county. My MC Media's Jordan Lindsay has more.
The Montgomery County Health and Human Services Committee, along with Councilmember Katz, recently proposed legislation to ban smoking in designated areas at restaurants throughout the county.
Previous to my legislation, both Rockville and Gaithersburg had already done this. So there was some experience as to how this would work out.
On Monday, the three-person HHS committee unanimously supported the bill with a couple of amendments.
One was that it would be allowed on rooftop and balcony areas in restaurants, and I think there's maybe 2 or 3, maybe up to 4 restaurants throughout Montgomery County that have rooftop or balcony smoking, and also that it would be in an area that did not have a serving area at golf courses. It was the employees didn't go over to that area, but people could walk outside of the serving area and smoke, and that is allowed as well.
And this was done under the Board of Health,
which makes all the municipalities in Montgomery County, because they have their separate legislation, it makes all Montgomery counties municipalities in Montgomery County go through that legislation as well, that this legislation would automatically be in their municipalities unless theirs were more stringent, like Rockville and Gaithersburg.
Councilmember Katz says the goal of this bill is to protect the health of residents. The next step is for this to go before the full council.
Well, obviously, secondhand smoke has been a concern. It's a health issue and been a concern for many, many years. When Montgomery County several years ago said that you shouldn't have secondhand smoke inside, you shouldn't have the smoking inside restaurants because of the concern for secondhand smoke. It's certainly a health issue, and I think with these amendments, it certainly allows those restaurants that want to do it.
The bill's co-sponsors include Council members Craig Rice, Hans Reamer, and County Executive Mark Elrich.
Adam Ortiz is the county's new Director of Environmental Protection. He talks about the importance of recycling and having fun while meeting our environmental challenges.
Well, the most important thing that we have to do is engage the community. We're not going to succeed on any environmental issue unless people feel empowered and that they're participating and that they're having fun with it. So we're going to be a partner to municipalities, civic associations, churches, and businesses to all work together on all the environmental challenges that we have. One of the things that everybody can help with is recycling. The more that we recycle, the more money we save for the county, and the more we can reinvest in our environment and our quality of life here. So it's important that people know what the right stuff to recycle is, and that also that we're teaching each other and our family members to do it right. Also, businesses can take a leadership role in having their employees be as green as possible, and faith communities can as well. One of the most important things is that we have to have fun while we're doing this stuff. It's a privilege to be in public service, and it's a privilege to work together in community, at whatever level residents and businesses participate. So we want to make sure it's fun, that everybody's having a great time while we're restoring our environment, and that we know how to do it right.
If you're eager to have fun and be more active this spring, then the county's Recreation Department is here to help you get moving. You can view the spring guide to choose from all sorts of classes, which are designed for all ages. The county has launched a website for easy enrollment at activemontgomery.org. Registration begins February 11th. You can find the spring guide online at mocorec.com or call 240-777-6840 for more information. We also want to remind residents that February is Library Lovers Month, an annual celebration which showcases the importance of libraries in the county. Throughout this month, Friends of the Library Montgomery County chapters and MCPL will host multiple free engaging programs and activities for all ages at branches throughout the county. For more information about the events, go to folmc.org or call 240-777-0020. Coming up on County Report this week, history buffs take over MC's Germantown campus for the 13th annual Montgomery County History Conference. And it's Happy New Year in the Chinese Almanac. We take you to a celebration at a local school. Stay with us. County Report this week. We'll be right back.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC 311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We all know the stress of driving into downtown Silver Spring and the district, but thanks to Ride On,
I don't have to worry anymore.
Route 129 is a new limited stop bus route running both directions along the US 29 corridor, from Burtonsville Park and Ride to the Paul Serene Silver Spring Transit Center. There are even free, convenient park and ride lots along the route.
Now my commute is relaxing. Plus I'm helping get cars off the road, reducing congestion and my commute time.
Ride On. Get there faster.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. A fascination with local history brought hundreds to MC's Germantown campus. MCTV has the story.
If you've ever wondered how long this has been Montgomery County or what it looked like at the turn of the 19th century, you're not alone. Last Saturday, hundreds flocked to the 13th annual Montgomery County History Conference, organized by Montgomery History.
You've got this incredibly diverse community of people who didn't grow up here necessarily. And so, you know, history is a way to kind of deepen their roots to this place, to create a more welcoming community, to create more civic engagement.
As always, the all-day conference had something for every history buff.
We have all sorts of sessions, including things on the Underground Railroad. We have archaeological sessions. I mean, it really runs the gamut for people with all sorts of interests.
My students actually designed an exhibit about immigration at the Belle Dawson House, and so they're here today to share how they created the exhibit and some of their personal stories of immigration.
I went to the suffragettes and farmettes, which was also really cool to see a historical perspective.
Talking about our history is the thing that I think gives us a way to put in context the challenges that we face today.
You know, the county was founded in 1776, so just starting with that fact, most people aren't aware of, and the decades and, you know, centuries of change that we've experienced.
I think local history is important because most history efforts are grassroots, and so you have to start small and get bigger from there.
The land we live on has a history as well, and it influences our choices, it influences how roads are made, it influences how communities are built, and those moments, those choices last hundreds of years. And sometimes we don't even understand how things ended up the way they did unless we uncover the local history behind it.
Montgomery History hosts exhibits at the Belle Dawson House and events throughout the year. So if you're interested in the rich history of Montgomery County, check them out at montgomeryhistory.org. For County Report this week, I'm Francine Wyron.
February 5th marked the beginning of the Chinese Lunar New Year. Let's take a peek at how one elementary school in Germantown celebrated.
It's the year of the pig! Happy New Year!
It's Lunar New Year, and on February 5th, students, parents, and staff at Spark Matsunaga Elementary School ushered in the Year of the Pig in grand style with their annual show and celebration.
Today was our 18th annual Lunar New Year. It's been happening since the school opened. Great tradition. It brings all of our culture together. Many schools spend lots of money to bring in assemblies, but we have our own talent here and we love to showcase it.
We
did martial arts, or Wufu, which is in Chinese for martial arts. It's my second year and I really like it.
From traditional dances to musical performances and vibrant costumes, students from all backgrounds celebrated Asian cultures and traditions.
Many children sign up to participate in events that they don't have any experience with, and it helps broaden our culture and share our rich traditional culture here at Matsunaga with our entire community.
I got to perform with the Korean drummers. The drums are really cool and they're really loud, and we get really crazy with them.
We play this Chinese instrument called the guzheng, and it has like 26 strings, and it has all different octaves and notes, and it's really fun to play.
We have to wear nails to make the sound stronger.
It was wonderful to share this piece of our culture with everyone else in the school.
One of the great takeaways is that these children get to celebrate by wearing traditional clothes and showing off some of the traditional dances and the arts, and we get to see the beautiful culture in the different forms.
The Tacoma Foundation raises funds and makes grants to advance the social, environmental, economic, educational, and cultural interests of the greater Tacoma Park community. In this segment, City TV speaks with some of the participants at the Foundation's annual Unsung Hero Awards event at historic Tacoma.
This is our annual chance to thank the donors who so generously provide the money that we give out, to recognize the grantees, the people who are doing the work for the worthy causes. And also today we were talking and celebrating the unsung heroes who are individually doing work, not necessarily with groups, but just contributing all the time to make Tacoma Park better.
This is such a wonderful community, and I'm so glad that to be part of it. Even though I don't live here, I work here, and I'm really proud of this community and happy I can help.
I never thought about me getting an award. I always thinking about me working with the group to make this place a wonderful place for all of us. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice.
It's an amazing feeling to be able to help others in need and just put a smile on someone's face.
We have the Recreation Department selling bowls as a fundraiser. We have the Unsung Heroes. We have a number of nonprofit groups, including Cheer, including Lunch and Learn.
This is a wonderful event. The timing of it was great for me because it's been a tough month with the government shutdown, but it's opened up and we got to celebrate all the people who got the Unsung Hero Awards, and that was fun. And so always great being here with my Tacoma family.
Here in Tacoma Park, we do a lot for each other. That's what makes it a great place to live. A lot of what we do isn't something that we champion in the front. It's things we do in the background. There's ways that we support each other that we're not as prideful as to say, "Oh, look at me, I'm doing great stuff." You're doing great stuff in the background, but you know it's vital, and you know it's important, and you know it's those kinds of things that keep the community together.
Coming up on County Report this week, Rockville residents rocked the annual holiday drive last year. We'll tell you how. Plus, if you are an artist or artistic, we have a project for you, one that helps to protect the environment. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Hey, mister, down here. You illegally passed the stop school bus. I'm placing you in timeout, and this timeout means big fines, plus you really could have hurt somebody. That's why school buses are being equipped with video cameras to help kids like me stay safe, so respect the bus.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Rockville is a community that cares, and as Rockville 11's Craig Buchanan tells us, the numbers from their annual holiday drive prove it.
Rockville wants to thank you for helping neighbors in need this holiday season. Rockville's 2018 holiday drive was a huge success thanks to the community's generosity, and the proof is in the numbers. 340 community volunteers donated more than 750 hours during November and December. More than 500 Rockville households received Thanksgiving food baskets and grocery store cards. More than 100 Rockville seniors were treated with a Thanksgiving dinner. The Family Sponsorship Program provided 55 families with gifts tailored to their family's needs. 1,800 toys, books, and games were given to more than 450 children under the age of 12. Gift cards to local grocery stores were offered to 287 seniors and households without children. And finally, 309 teens received gift cards. Many of the donors and partners of this year's drive were recognized by the mayor and council, and a simple suggestion was offered to make next year's holiday drive even more successful.
If every person in Rockville donated $1 to the Rockville Holiday Drive, we'd be able to serve every senior and every family in need. So thank you guys very much, and I look forward to next year.
The Holiday Drive is a continuous program, and donations are accepted year-round. To find out more, head to rockvillemd.gov/Holiday Drive. For County Report this week, I'm Craig Buchanan.
Here's a way for you to shop, save money, and help the environment, all at the same time. Mark your calendars for Shop Maryland Energy Tax-Free Weekend from February 16th through the 18th. County residents will get a break from the 6% state sales tax. This is on Energy Star products that qualify. During that weekend, it means no taxes on Energy Star products such as air conditioners, washers and dryers, thermostats, and so much more. To get more information, go to mygreenmontgomery.org, or for the full list of exempt and taxable items, that can be found at marylandtaxes.com. Are you artistic, or do you want to help educate others about issues affecting our local streams? If so, the county's Department of Environmental Protection has just the contest for you. County residents are invited to enter the 2019 Storm Drain Art Contest. The deadline is February 22nd. The contest will use art to educate the public about the connection between our storm drains, streams, and the bay. In April, the artwork of 5 winners will be painted on storm drains in Germantown. This is to honor Earth Day. For more info, go to mygreenmontgomery.org/art. Join industry experts as they explore creative design solutions that address the challenges and opportunities associated with diverse landscapes. It's the annual Green Matters Symposium. It takes place on February 22nd from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. It will be held at the Silver Springs Civic Building. Experts will share lessons learned from designing a range of landscapes from commercial and private residences to community engagement and public accessible projects. To get the full rundown, go to brooksideGardens.org. You can register at activemontgomery.org, but there is limited space available. With that, we close this edition of County Report This Week. Remember to like us on Facebook and to join us again at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. We leave you today with some of the highlights from last weekend's Maryland JUCO basketball game between the Montgomery College women's team and the Cecil College Seahawks. 5 Raptors score in double figures as the Raptors in white crushed the Seahawks 85-64. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching.